Welcome back, friendly ghosts. So today we have another tease for Legend of Dragoon, and to me personally, this is the biggest tease yet. Up there with the Blue Point original tease that they put out. But let me just get straight into it. And I'm not gonna screen cap these, or I'm not gonna show any full names or anything like that, because it feels like a encroachment of privacy that I just don't feel comfortable, stepping on. Even though it's like a public comment and public statements, it's just not something that I feel like I want to do. So I'm just gonna just verbalize it, and I'm just gonna summarize it up in a way that I can, because it's like a conversation. And I'm just gonna, it's gonna feel weird if I just say it word by word, so I'm just gonna sum it up for you guys. So basically, the music composer for Legend of Dragoon randomly just came out like the other day, the 26th of November. He just came out and it's like, hey Yoshida, it's been a long time. And the president Yoshida, who's the president of PlayStation, and he was a producer of Legend of Dragoon back in the day, he's like, oh hey, remind me when we met. Dennis, the music producer, he's like, oh yeah man, I was the music producer for LOD. And he put a winky face, and then Yoshida's like, oh yeah, word. He's like, word. Oh, he's like, it's sick to meet you again. He's like, thanks for the music, thanks for the bangers, bro. He's like, many people, they still tell me that they really love this game. He said many people still tell me that they love this game. And he put a face down there. It's not like a Pac-Man emoji. These emojis things, they're really absurd. Why are there so many different types? Alright, so anyways, this is the last comment. Dennis is like, yeah, I've been getting a lot of contacts too. It's been almost 20 years. And he put an exclamation point. Seems like there's still many fans out there. Multiple exclamation points, mind you. Alright, so that's very important. And that about covers it. Yeah, Yoshida, he was using exclamation points too. I don't know if that matters or not. God damn it, I don't know if that matters, but hell, it's there. It's worth putting, the exclamation points. That's very significant to me. Alright, so that covers the whole interaction that they had, the little word squabble of teases, or maybe it's a conversation. Let me know what you guys think of that. You guys think that was a tease? You guys think that was just like a reminiscing, like good old times, classmate, college bump buddy, bump, what the hell is it called when they bump beds, roommate, if it was just like that, or if they like, let's tease these suckers out there, they ain't gonna know what hit them, was it a tease, or is this just like, hey, remember way back when, because he mentions like it's almost 20 years. A lot of people have been contacting me. Many fans out there. They both said many fans love the game. And then some other developer from some other company like, hey, I'm a huge fan of LOD too. Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting that just randomly came out of the blue like that. Anniversary is next week. Like, it's 5 days away for 20 years. Over the past 3 or 4 months, we have had about 4 to 5 teases for Legend of Dragoon. Now, to put that in perspective, that's about 10 years, in history. 10 years of content, where 10 years of content of how long we would usually have to wait to get something like that. And we've gotten all that in 3 or so months. So it's definitely something seems like it's cooking, but, it could absolutely be nothing, So I'm not getting my hopes up, because I don't want to get my heart shattered again, for the second time, I guess, because it hasn't really happened all that much. But I ain't about that, so I don't want to get my hopes up. You shouldn't get your hopes up either. Protect yourself out there. There's a lot of turbulence out there. Yeah, man. It's getting to that point where I feel like I've lived long enough to see a lot of games go through this cycle. I've seen this cycle happen with so many other games out there, where you could see the stars aligning. Like for me, the most recent one for me that I really remember very well in my heart, feel like it was only happened just yesterday, was the 20th anniversary for Soul Calibur or Soul Edge, and they put out a 20-year anniversary video. It was just like a anniversary video or something. I don't know, maybe like selling like toys or something. I don't know. I don't remember the specifics, but they was just showing like a collage of the games, and then that was it. There was like nothing else, for like an entire year. And then like at the end of the year, they announced Soul Calibur 6 was coming out. You know, it was the first game in like, when was the last Soul Calibur? It was like 2011, 2010 where it came out, maybe 2012. The most recent memory of that cycle that happened to me was just like a lot of build up to that moment, you know, a lot of quiet build up, you know, and it's starting to feel like LOD is going through that cycle, but we will see. It will be very, very telling come December the 2nd, you know, one way or the other. This is also something I've just been thinking about lately. Like, From Software, they're already developing another Souls-like game that's going to be coming out sometime next year. At least, I don't know, sometime next year or the year after that. So From Software, they're already developing another Souls-like game. And it got me to thinking, like, would that make sense for there to be a remake of Demon Souls if they're already making a Souls game that's going to be coming out? Like, would that make profitable sense to release 2 games in that same year, knowing that people are going to want to play both of those games? You know, like, from a marketing standpoint, that doesn't seem like a very smart thing to do, to release 2 games. You're basically sending one of those games out to fail, you know, assuming that people don't buy both of those games. You know, it's just not a smart thing to do, to send 2 games, you know, from the same brand out, you know, at the same time. But, you know, maybe the remake of Demon Souls is going to be like something that's going to be far, far away. You know, it's in development now, but it's going to be released 2 years from now. And Elden Ring is going to be coming out next year. So maybe that's going to be the deal. Yeah, I just don't think that it doesn't align right to me, like, from a marketing standpoint. But I don't know, it could be something that's absolutely going to be happening. You know, we'll have to wait and see for that. And then there's just the whole point of they're saying that the game that Blue Point is working on is going to be they said it's going to be a re-envisioning, you know, a far bigger project than Shadow of the Colossus. And, you know, like, I don't think people are going to want Demon Souls to be re-envisioned. You know, they're going to want the game to be as tightly, you know, to the core of Demon Souls that it once was, only they want the graphics to be just, you know, just bloom into that beautiful PS4 butterfly. You know, they don't want any changes to that. They just want the same game. They don't want anything, you know, anything other than the same Demon Souls is not going to fly with them. So I don't see the connection that Demon Souls is going to need a re-envisioning. I don't see that connection flying with the fans. So these are the doubts that I have for it being Demon Souls. And for it being Metal Gear, the same thing applies to that. I don't think people are going to want there to be a re-envisioning of Solid Snake. That's just where I see it, you know. And as far as Legend of Dragoon's case, the fans, they don't care. The fans have gone way far past the point of desperation that they are willing to take anything as long as it brings the franchise back. Can it be called a franchise back? Yeah, it can be called a franchise. They're willing to accept anything as long as the franchise comes back. So they'll be satisfied as long as it's on the dinner table and it's edible. As long as they can stick it into their mouth, they'll say, yeah, this is that good stuff. I'm one of them, so I know what I speak. Yeah, so those are my doubts as far as it being Demon Souls or Metal Gear Solid. You know, but these doubts, they're just doubts. You know, there's nothing more than just my doubts for that. There's, of course, those rumors that came out like in 2018 or like late 2017. There was a rumor of like some big RPG, you know, and then in sometime around early 2018 or so, there was like an enlisting for like weaponry designs and armory designs, you know, for Blue Point that they were like looking for, you know. So with that, I put together, and many people put together, that there's going to be like either a medieval type of era that they were going to be developing, or just like something involving swords, you know. Something involving swords is going to be involved, you know. And Blue Point had a tweet out that was like a gif of a sword a while back, you know. It's like little drops of rain or drops of water on the sword. So just putting those things together, it tells me that it's probably going to be some medieval factor involved in this game. So I doubt that it's going to be Metal Gear Solid. I doubt it's going to be Siphon Filter. And there has been numerous of Legend of Dragoon teases out there and rumors out there. And there's even been somebody who swore up and down like years ago that Legend of Dragoon was going to be the game that they were working on. It's going to be the secret project that they're working for. Of course, just a rumor, you know, no credibility whatsoever other than that But just adding these things up, you know, one after another, it's worth considering that, hey, this is, you know, this is what we're dealing with here, and we got a shot. So that's all that really matters to me. There's a shot, there's a chance. Is it going to happen? Is it going to be what happens? I hope so. I really hope so. But I have no hope. I have no hope whatsoever. You're not going to break my heart again. With that, I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to be out. Hope you guys have a lovely day, lovely times ahead, lovely holidays. 'Tis the season. You know, make sure you give all these people who are inspiring you and people who are giving you some hope, give them dogs some girlfriends. I tell you what. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. May peace be with. Always keep your heads up. Deuces, dos, bos, adios, stay cool. And if you like my content, be sure to show some love. But always and always, always be sure to show some love to the people that matter to you. And be cool. Peace.